Hey guys, Shane Frazier here. We're on beautiful Lake Chickamauga and we're sitting inside of a pretty special boat. This is hull number 1 of the new CX20 by Caymas, designed by legendary bass boat builder Earl Bentz. And I've had the opportunity to put about 100 miles on this boat over the last week or so. And I got to tell you, I'm super impressed with this boat. To be a 20, it's a big, wide, stable platform. Top end speed on this boat is really good. Fished a tournament out of it last Saturday, fully loaded. It was a high school tournament, so I had 3 of us in the boat and saw speeds over 75 miles an hour in it. We also had the pleasure of fishing in about a 25 mile an hour north wind. And the way that this boat handles and rides in rough water is truly something special. You've probably seen on social media where we talk about the Caymas experience, and what we mean by that is you've truly got to ride in one to really understand the experience of this hull, all the innovation, all the design that's gone into it. This is one of the best riding boats I've ever been in. And the other thing that's really unique about it is it's not as weight sensitive as a lot of other competitors or just other boats that I've driven. I've run this boat extremely heavy, full of fuel, couple hundred pounds of gear, 500 pounds of bodies in it. And then I've also run the boat with by myself with 15 gallons of fuel, very little tackle, and I see very little variation in the top end, in the top end speed of the boat. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to give you guys a quick walkthrough of the boat and show you what all this new CX20 by Caymas has to offer. Okay guys, so we're up on the front deck of the CX20 by Caymas and want to spend a few minutes talking about some of the cool features of this boat. First of all, as you can see, this boat has a 112 Ultrex on it, comes standard with every CX20 Caymas. Also, something unique that we built into the design of this boat is the wedge. And what the wedge does is when you deploy your trolling motor, it makes it at the perfect angle where you're literally seeing your fish straight up and down. Super important for guys that like to video game fish. I love to fish offshore. I love to look at what I'm catching, and knowing that what I'm looking at on my graph up front is actually what's directly under the boat is oftentimes the difference between getting bit and not. Another thing I want to focus on is the entire front deck is fully padded. This is a huge benefit, after a long day of fishing. It's funny, the first tournament that I fished on a Caymas, I got out of the boat after the tournament, been on the water 9.5 hours and was like, wow, man, I don't even feel like I fished that long. And I know that was because I was, on a fully padded, front deck for the entire day. The other thing is how big the deck is. As you can see up here, I mean, you can easily, you could fish shoulder to shoulder, with your tournament partner, not get in the way of each other. This boat remains extremely wide, all the way up to the nose of it. You can also flush mount up to 12-inch units on the CX20. And, I've always been a fan of a bracket mount. And the big reason for that is because of the angle that the unit's at when it's on a bracket mount versus flush mounted. And, I think our design engineers have really knocked it out of the park with the angle that they have this graph at. I mean, I've fished bluebird sunny days and have never had an issue with, from the glare and being able to see my graph, as well as I'd like to. So also up here at the bow, you've got a place for tool holders. You can put a couple pair of pliers, pair of scissors, cup holder, and, also a designated place to mount your Minn Kota puck. A lot of our competitors just mount it on the carpet, whereas we have it, right there on the panel, out of the way, in a pretty perfect place. The other thing I want to hit on up here is our digital switches. I really like the size of the switches because it's perfect for a rod butt. Let's say you're getting into shallow water, you're on the trolling motor, you know, you can just take that rod butt and get the motor trimmed up, or you can turn your live wells from fill to recirc. You know, no matter what you want to do, it's just it's super easy, it's convenient, and allows you to spend more time with your bait in the water. So now let's spend a minute talking about the compartments in the boat. So a couple of things that's universal amongst all the compartments. Number one, there's no carpet. You know, I think that's a huge feature that Caymas is offering on all of our boats, is the fact that there's no carpet in any of the compartments. You know, it's not a matter of if, it's when. You know, it rains a couple inches while you're fishing a tournament or just out with a buddy trying to catch a couple fish. And what this does, it you know, it really keeps the boat from mildewing, keeps your tackle from rusting, it keeps you know, your gear from molding, and that's just a great feature in all of the Caymas model boats. You can also see, I mean, this is a huge storage area. You can fit 12 rods here in the center, along with over 20 standard size Plano boxes. And then also to my port side, you can put another 18 rods on that side. So you can put 30 total rods, you know, inside of individual tubes. You also have the ability to take the tube out of the port side rod locker if you so choose. A couple of other really great features, as you can see, all of our compartments are on lid pistons, full fiberglass lids, and then also they have the stainless steel striker plates, you know, which is great. Everybody's had that boat where, you know, your latch comes down and slams on the fiberglass and chips it. Well, that's not going to happen in these boats because there's a stainless steel striker plate in every single compartment. Hey guys, we're now at the helm of the CX20, and we've already spent some time talking about, you know, how well this boat rides, how it handles rough water, top end speed. Really now I just want to talk about the features that you have here at the helm on the CX20. And I'll start with, you've got, you know, it's got a hot foot, blinker trim, your fully adjustable seats. You know, you can slide your seats forward and back to, you know, fit your driving style of the boat. I'm a short guy, so, you know, I got to have it forward a little bit. And then also the digital switches, 16 digital switches right here. One of the things I really like about the digital switches is when you turn something on, it changes colors. So, you know, there's no burning a pump up or something like that because you didn't even know it was on. It's very distinguishable, very clear to see. The other thing is you've got a fully digital gauge that gives you a ton of information, you know, about the boat, from, you know, your fuel level, RPM, oil PSI, engine temperature, engine hours, you know, that's very easy to navigate and use. You've also got a storage space here as well that's got a USB port where you can charge your phone, charge your GoPro, you know, do whatever you need there. And then you've also got cup holders as well on both sides of you. Very well thought out, very sleekly designed helm here in the CX20 by Caymas. All right guys, so we're still here in the cockpit of the CX20, and I've moved over to the passenger seat because there's a few more features that you know, that I'd like to tell you about. Number one is I love how much room there is in this cockpit, right? You know, I mean, I'm sitting here, I've got my legs all the way out, all the way extended. You know, I mean, if you're trying to net a fish for, you know, for your partner or move around really quickly, I mean, this boat has a really big cockpit in it. Another feature that I really like about these boats is this. It's got a midship cleat. I think anybody who's ever, you know, tied their boat up on a windy day when you're by yourself, having a midship cleat just makes life so much easier, and it also, you know, protects and takes better care of your boat opposed to tying up, you know, off the bow where, you know, the boat can be swinging. Couple other features, you've got this middle compartment here that's for storage. You can see it's got this surf turf material, which is really nice. If it's padded, so, you know, if you're back here culling fish, You know, it's a comfortable place to do that. And this compartment, as well as the cooler, both have slam latches, which is really nice. And also with this surf turf material, this boat has carpet here in the cockpit, but you can order it with a Caymas embossed surf turf mat that's really nice. You know, if you're fishing in the rain, it dries really quickly. You know, the cockpit carpet on a boat is the last thing to dry out after you've been fishing in the rain. So that's a really nice feature that Caymas is offering. As you can see, you have cup holders here, passenger and driver. And a couple other things I want to talk about. You've got a nice storage drawer right here. If you want to put your cell phone, you want to put, you know, your wallet, you know, snacks, food, anything. Really nice, easy, convenient storage drawer there. Also a really large bait shelf here, where you know you cut a lure off, and number one, you don't want to take the time to put it up, or number two, you want it to sit out where it can dry so the hooks don't rust. Really nice space there. Also, you've got storage for up to 6 tools: pliers, scissors, clippers, cutters, whatever. And then you've also got easy access to your measuring board as well. All right, guys, now we're on the back deck of the CX20, and I want to talk about the live wells, you know, because we have something pretty special with the live wells inside, not only the CX20, but the CX21 as well. We have what's called a high-speed pickup, and what this does is when you're making that long run back to weigh in, it allows, even if you're in rough water, for you to continue to have fresh water coming into your live wells. You know, you've made that long run before, you get back, you got this much water left, and it's definitely beat your fish up a bit. Well, that is no longer the case in, you know, any Caymas bass boat, because we have the high-speed pickup that will constantly bring fresh water in. Even, you know, even running down the lake at 70 miles an hour, it's still going to bring fresh water in as you're making that run. So I also want to talk about the storage back here in the CX20. You've got 2 large storage compartments that, you know, even for that co-angler that loves to bring a bunch of stuff with him, you know, he's got plenty of room. Again, no different than any of our other compartments, where they're completely fiberglass, no carpet, fiberglass lids, lid pistons, striker plates, you know, which I think is really nice, especially, you know, for your buddy that's fishing with you, because, you know, how many times has he had rods laid back here, and, you know, you go to get something out of this compartment, lay it over, it slams over on his rods. Well, that's no longer the case, because we have lid pistons on every single compartment in the boat. Also, all of the compartments are LED lit as well.